Hello and welcome, dudes. Welcome to a Grunt guide to CQB. Now, I call the first one CQC, but there was something missing around my brain about that, so I decided to look it up, and it turns out I was a bit mistaken. It's an honest mistake because when I did all this stuff, it was primarily in Danish. So a lot of the terms that you Americans and Brits are using, well, I didn't really use them. So most of it I have to either take from experience from working together with the Americans when I was deployed and I learned a ton of stuff from them, no doubt about it. And also a ton from the Brits. Holy damn, those dudes are... You guys are mental and you know it.
I hope I give you the shits, you fucking wimp.
But in any case, I decided to look it up. And it turns out that CQC is mostly this stuff. That is very close quarters melee combat primarily. Whereas CQB is firearms related. Which is what I'm trying to teach you dudes. All the CQC stuff, the melee and knife combat and throwing and shit, I'm pretty sure that Syntheticide has already made a video about that. And holy shit, go watch him knife fight Slider. That is so freaking awesome. With that out of the way, we have two things I wanna go over before I go to the fun stuff. And the first one is a misconception. I said the last time while shooting that a very important thing for you to not do is rush things. There's some of you who think that means that you need to be slow. That being slow is being tactical. That is not what it is. What it means is if you have to learn a new skill, be that kicking a ball, throwing a ball, swinging with a bat or a racket or whatever, any kind of sport or learning to play an instrument or any skill at all, to begin with, you're gonna be shit. It's gonna be awful, it's gonna be slow, it's gonna be unsteady, it's gonna be You don't really know what you're doing. Your body and your mind, it needs to learn what you're doing. So to begin with, in this process, you're using your mind a lot. You're using your intelligence to learn how to do these things. And that makes it slow. And the body it's not used to doing these things. Of course, there's a lot of skills that can relate to other skills, but that doesn't really matter. In any case, what I mean is that if you're a complete beginner, you are not used to doing these movements. Well, like I said, there's a lot of small things. For instance, I mean, if I was a complete beginner, we take the left pole there, that's my target, that's a mimic that just popped up or whatever. I look at that, I know that's my target, so I look down because this is VR, and then I look up immediately, and while still looking, I bring the gun to it. I don't think about these things. And that's also what I meant about me starting to shoot before it's up here. That is because of my experience, because I've been shooting so much. Now, what I meant about don't rush is not to be slow. It's just to do it in the tempo that you can keep up. If you're rushing too much, you're gonna fuck it up, even when you're experienced. I do my best to never ever rush. If you've seen some of my other videos, there's the Living Remain video, especially the second one. I got rushed by, I don't know, a shit ton of zombies all of a sudden. I was doing things as fast as I could, but I was still trying my best to keep calm and to do things controlled and in a tempo that I could keep up in. And that still means, even though I'm doing things fast, I'm not doing them any faster than I'm able to. Doing my best to calm myself down and do things smooth. That is the main takeaway. And I also know some of the armed forces in America have that saying, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. That's what you want. That was a long talk, so let's get on with this show. To begin with, I'm gonna go straight to the range, and then we're gonna take it out to the field. Okay. Oh shit, yeah. There's a third thing I wanted to say actually, but that's mostly because of myself. Like I said last time, this is my favorite range. This is so freaking amazing to train reloading and shooting and reaction and target transition and all that shit. We talked about that last time. No reason to go on any further. But this range actually is it's also very, very excellent. And I am gonna show you why. This is extremely good to see how your sights align. I mean, in there, that is mostly reactions. You only need to hit the target. It doesn't really matter where. This one is more precision. So if you're shooting in that and you notice that you are missing some of the back targets, and even though you think you're aiming at them and something's wrong. Now, this is where you can figure out what is wrong. Or even before that, just figure out how the sights work. So I line this up, and I can look. Okay, it's a bit low. Please up again. Try for a headshot. See, I'm aiming right at. Perfect. And take a look. Yes, that's beautiful. Now, they are pretty fucking very nicely aligned. Now, I'm gonna try this one. Cool. As you can see, I can use this to see where am I hitting, how are the sights behaving. You should be able to see this pretty clearly. That's a bit low, okay. Okay, so I know that if I line this how I would in real life, I mean, it should be centered here. And that means the shots are going low, so I need to put it up a bit higher. You go out, you find, or you buy a new sight. You want to see, okay, how does that line up? And that's exactly where I actually shot. So perfection, that is spot on. Let's see with some magnification, yeah. That is also where I shot, so that's beautiful. That was a bad shot, but my mistake. It goes exactly where I expect it to go. Holy fuck, that's a lot of magnification. I'm just gonna slow it down a bit. Yeah. Dead on. Now, this is just an example to show you how it actually works. That is also pretty spot on. Beautiful. 52! Holy shit. So, we just demonstrated that the laser is also super accurate, and the M4 looks like a beast with that scope, which is yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay, it looks nice. Let's see. That is pretty spot on. Maybe it actually goes a bit to the left. Okay, headshot. You notice where I'm actually aiming just by the shoulder and neck. Or is that a bit in? Now you see, by doing this beforehand, you know exactly how the sight is zeroed. And you know, in real life, you'd pop off a few shots, you'd adjust it so it actually works. You cannot do this here, so, but it is what it is. Anyway, that is what I wanted to show you on the range this time. I still stand by that the kill house is absolutely fucking bullshit. So, future me speaking here. I forgot about a very, very basic thing that might make things a lot easier for you. I've seen a couple of people use the stuff I taught in the first video, and it, well, they had some issues with it. I didn't think about it. I was just like, okay, it takes some practice, and before you develop these skills, before you get good. But there's one very, very the important thing I forgot about. Now, so I'm just gonna cover that before we continue with the video. Even though this is part of the video, never mind. Moving and shooting at the same time as a beginner, you never do that. It's too dangerous, to be honest. Once you're more experienced and you have been in the armed forces for a while and stuff like that, then you start to actually do it and you get good at it. And that is why I do what I do with getting up my weapon and start firing before it's even on target. Because it is an advancement of what I'm about to show you, which is essentially, let's call it the double tap. That's how we respond to the contact. And contact means you have contact with the enemy. If you say contact near any friendly troops, they know that shit has hit the fan. And they know what's going on. That is effective communication. You don't say enemy or tango spotted or whatever the fuck. You say contact, that's it. Okay, maybe a direction, contact front, or contact right or left or whatever. But just a simple contact is enough. The people know shit has hit the fan, and you go from there. So, how that works is, you move along, a threat emerges, that is the paper target. A threat emerges, and I am gonna do contact. And I'm gonna yell that out if I'm in a group. If I'm alone, that doesn't matter. But I get a contact and oh shit. And then I bring up my weapon. I do a double tap in the general direction of the enemy or the threat. And then I move to the side and I crouch down. And then I do aimed fire. And then I take it from there. So, walking along, I notice, oh shit, there's a threat. Double tap. See, I didn't hit, doesn't matter. I did the double tap in the general direction. That's the most important thing. Now, I made the double tap. I can see there's a wall there. Okay, so I'm gonna move into that, or close to that. That's about a couple of steps. And I go down into prone. And I can look around and I can do aim fire if I need to do that. Before I figure out where to go from here. And we do that because, like I said in the first one, you want bullets in the direction of the threat. So let's say I got shot at from down there. It's just a big black hole right now, which is perfect actually. So if I was moving along, shots are fired. I really don't know where. I might have an idea, and if there's no friendlies about, there's no civilians or anything, it's okay, it's safe to engage. I'm gonna do the double tap, and I'm gonna move into, I'm gonna move out of the way. If there's no cover nearby, I'm just gonna go down, crouch, and then, okay, nothing's happening, I'm moving on into cover. And then I'm gonna take it from there. The point is, I'm putting fire into the general direction, hopefully getting them to duck down. If there was someone shooting from down there, which I might not even be able to see, I might only hear the shots being fired and the bullets whizzing past my head. Shit, I've tried that, that's not fun. But I know I'm being fired at, but I don't really know what or where. So by firing in that direction, hopefully I get them to, oh shit, duck down and look somewhere else, doing something else. I want to disrupt them. But the minute I've done double tap, pop up, I move out of the way. And I do that because if my shots were close at their position, even not, just make them cover and look somewhere else, get distracted. Just enough to when he pops out again, I'm not there anymore. I'm not where I was when he fired at me. Because if I was just standing here like, oh shit, doo-doo, doo-doo. And if he registers that, oh shit, those shots are not near me or anything, or near him, that is, and he's sitting further up or whatever, then the easiest thing to do is him to, okay, sure, I'm just gonna, nice and easy. Fuck you, dude. And I'm dead. But by taking those couple of rounds and then moving out of the way, when he looks back up, I'm not where I was before, and hopefully I have time to sit down and actually see where he is, so I can fire and eliminate the threat. Of course, it's all situational, so if there's no cover around, just going into crouch, or as close to crouch as you can in a game that doesn't allow you to go prone, that's good enough, because you're making yourself a smaller target, and you have a more stable shooting platform. Which is perfect. Yeah, basically that's it. And it also works with pistols. You walk along, you see a threat. Oh shit, contact. Go to the side. And I do aimed shots. And then I figure out where to go from here. Because now I know I'm in the shit, I'm under contact, so I need to behave as such. Basically, this one, doing a double tap, getting out of the way into cover if there's any, into concealment, just get out of the way, and then doing aim shots from there. Trust me, that shit works, and it works really well. So that might make things a bit easier for you to have some clear steps. So one more time before I let you get on with the video. You move along just like I showed you, and you see a threat. You do the double tap, go into cover, down into crouch, and then you do aim fire from there. That's it. That is gonna help you get better very fast. And of course, it's situational, so if it's just a shit ton of fragments and phantoms and pictures, well, it might still help, because the double tap is clear. It's a lot more effective than just a single round. That was what I wanted to show you, dudes. Enjoy the rest of the video. Now, some movement. Start with the pistol. I mean, you start out with a pistol, and this is your primary weapon for a bit, until you get both a new weapon, but also ammo and magazines and shit. So, of course, when you go out in the radius, you have your weapon deployed and ready to go. Now, there's a lot of people who think that you go around aiming all the time. And yes, I'm super tactical, I'm so ready. I'm just gonna, okay, we have cleared all this. I'm gonna go see, I'm gonna clear the left now. And I'm aiming so friggin' hard. And, oh, Jesus. I'm ready to go. Yes, oh, clear. Oh, shit. This is slow as fuck. I'm not gonna shit. You are using way too much of your attention on your sights, and besides, they block quite a bit of your view. I know it's not as that bad with the pistol sight, but until you have this, shit, and going around like this. I can't see what the fuck I'm doing. This is, and if I go around, I mean, this thing is just blocking up everything. I mean, my left eye can't see shit, or it can't see much because it's in the way, and my right eye is focused on what's happening inside the sight, so it is very hard to focus. And yes, you can do CQB with a scope like this, especially the real one, because you can put that down to no magnification. That doesn't matter. The scope I used in real life was also an L-can, but just an earlier version, and that was 3.4 times magnification. And I've used that in CQB, and it was wonderful. You have to get used to it, but it does work. Now, pistol first. So what we do is you want it up close, and aim down or up. This is just bullshit. I mean, you can see it's in my way, and I can put it up to the side like an old James Bond. It takes too long to deploy it. Now, of course, there is the reason why we point them down or up is if we have friendlies. If I have someone, I'm moving with someone here, I don't want to point my gun at him at all, ever. Or her, I don't discriminate. It's usually just a dude, okay? In any case, I don't want to point at them. So that's why the gun goes up, usually down. That's how I like to keep it in any case. And let's say we come up here and he moves left, and then I deploy him. And I'm ready to go. And if I have both hands, the same thing. I mean, I keep it down until my body is out of the way and then comes up. And again, I do not aim. I don't do that actively until I see a threat. Now, if you are playing Into the Radius 1, or you are alone in Into the Radius 2, or whatever, or any other game. Now, keeping it up here to your chest, I'm having both my hands together. I'm putting it into my chest. I'm being nice and compact. That is also for reasons that don't really matter that much in VR, but it does matter in real life. If I come up here, I'm about to clear this corner, and I do like this. My weapon is visible now. If there's a dude standing here, I can't see him, and he can grab my weapon, and I'm fucked. And now we have to go into CQC, which is, you don't want to do that. If you can shoot a fucker, you want to shoot him. You don't want to wrestle with him. Besides, you don't know if he has 12 friends back there and they have Molotov cocktails and machetes and shit. Whatever. So, you want to keep it nice and compact. You do not want your weapon to... You don't want to expose yourself. That's what I mean. So, if you have to clear a corner, your weapon doesn't go first. And another thing, your head doesn't go first. Your head doesn't shoot. Your gun does. But you need to be able to see... What the fuck? Okay, I need to do something about my base station. This tracking is shit. You want both of them to enter the room or the area or whatever. I don't know what they call that. There's an expression for that. Doesn't matter. You want both to come out at the same time. Now, as you see, I vary how I hold it depending on my readiness. Generally, I just walk around with like this, and then I can deploy it if need be. And I practice this movement. As you can see, I'm a bit high right now. Oh, you probably can't. It's right. Shit. Anyway, it's a bit high, and that's why I practiced this movement beforehand, so I know it's there. Okay, cool. But I keep it here because I can actually shoot it here without being hit by the slide and the recoil. When you see a target, you can move it up. You just have your point ahead. I'm already pointing with my right index finger. I'm pointing at that dude. I would be in real life. Never ever have the finger on the trigger until you're ready to shoot. This is bullshit. But I'm pointing ahead. I'm already pointing at that target. So I keep point, I adjust my sights, and now I squeeze the trigger. That is very slowed down, of course. I mean, in real life, it will just go up. I just push forward, and I can shoot pretty fast. And that's just it. I don't need to slide the sights in, or I don't need to adjust anything. I need it to go forward, the sights comes up, and they're there, they're ready. And that is what you want. Now, that is one way to do it. Long guns. So, you might have noticed in a lot of my videos, I tilt my weapon. It is not, this sight is actually very, very nice. I'm just gonna take the L-can instead, actually. Yeah, because you see this, I mean, it's a super awesome optic. I've used these in real life also, and they are amazing. It's a beautiful piece of hardware. But, as you can see, the entire housing of it is actually, it's blocking a lot of my view. And on my left eye, I see most of the side of the gun, of course, and I also see the sight. So it's taking up a lot of real estate in my vision. So, when I need to move about and be aware, I need to be vigilant, I tilt it, but I keep it pointed forward. And same as before, both index fingers on this one is pointing. So I can just make rough estimates and I can hit those. Actually pretty badass. And that was even without the laser, but because I keep it like this, I can actually react to things and I can shoot immediately. Now, same as before, this is how I want to walk around, because if there's a target, I can just flick it up, easy as that. And I'm even using a real stock to do this, because I'm used to the feeling. So this is just so much better, and believe me, it does wonders for your accuracy. I can definitely recommend it. But I keep it here and I just have to flick it up. And same as I described in the last video, let's say that's my target. I'm just gonna paint it for you. That's my target. Yeah, I'm walking around, I see that, and I keep focusing on that. I'm only looking at what I want to shoot right now. That is everything I'm looking at. So I just flick it up and then I line the sights and it's there. That is all I do. You see? Now this is fucking fast to do. So that's how you want to walk around. Of course, you take your hands down once in a while. I am very big fan of the low ready. That's what I'm used to. So when I walk around, I'm not that. I mean, I switch all the time, depending on what I'm doing. And I don't think about it. That's why I'm showing you, and I'm trying to slow down and just show you, because play with it, find out what works for you, and just go from there. Now here, to clear this corner, I mean, we have the same issue. If I move up here, someone can come out and grab my gun. Again, this doesn't happen into the radius, but never mind. We are gonna do things right. So, how do I do this? In this case, I have room, so I can step out. So my muzzle enters the area I want to clear at the same time as the rest of me does, at my eyes. So when my muzzle comes out, I can shoot immediately. I can react to things. So hopefully I react to them and not the other way around. If, however, that is not possible, you collapse your weapon. This can be more advanced. But I'm gonna show you anyway, because why not? Now imagine this being closed off. So at the sides, it's closed. I cannot see what's on the stairs. We're just playing here for shits and giggles, for training purposes. Now, I wouldn't mount this in the low ready. That's just, there's too many things that can go wrong. I can hit this on the stairs when I try to deploy it. Not as much this one, but yeah, it has a suppressor. But a longer weapon. I mean, I've done CQB with a G3, A3 actually, and that bastard is 1.20 meters long. that is pretty long gone. You can do it, but you just need to take certain precautions. Now, high ready. I have the gun pretty much in my armpit, so I've collapsed it. I can actually fire like this, and I am ready to go. And the minute I clear this, I can put a bullet in anyone if they try to take my weapon away from me. So when I clear this, I can easily, it's easy to get up and deploy it. You see? And this is also something that is what I meant about practicing in the last time. Both the low ready, getting it up, the same with this twisting motion. I have done that so many freaking times. That's why I can do it without even thinking, and I align the sights immediately. Ah, sweet. And the same with the low ready. I mean, I'm used to going, you go with it down here and you can get it up immediately. And again, the high ready, you have it in almost, not really your armpit, but it's just about your armpit with the stock, and you have it up. This is all situational. You use what makes sense. You want your muscle to, you don't want to expose yourself any more than you need to. So I see the target, I put it up, I deploy the weapon. High ready, deploy. Deploy. This is not the most, the thing I do the most. So, that is what you do. That is how you practice it, this is how you use it. And that is the most, these are the most basic things. Again, this is not written in, this is not etched in stone. You can vary this and you can change it up all the time. And most of this movement is, and ways of holding your gun is based on moving with a team, because funnily enough, that is what you train most in real life. Because again, you never go in anywhere alone. That it just doesn't happen. It's only in extreme circumstances. Now, you are a fighter pilot, a helicopter pilot, or something that is shot down behind enemy lines, or the rest of your mates have been blown up, or you've been ambushed, or you've been separated, you parachuted over the target and you blew off, of course, and now you're all alone. Now, I mean, of course, it's easy to be tactical with an extremely tactical pistol and an extremely tactical M4. That is much shit. But it's the same with all other weapons. I mean, you see, I can move about with this, and I can flip it up pretty fast and easy. And have it ready. I can go from the low ready and pull it up, and again I'm just pointing. And also the high ready, and I can put it down. I can't see the fucking target. There it is. I deploy it. And it clicked. Yes, that's how it goes. But in any case, it's just one I wanted to show you. You do this with anything. Shit. Let's take this all time of year. Now, keeping it high ready, and again, I just point. Like, I walk around with it here. Both my index fingers are pointing ahead, so I just need to put it up, so to speak. And the same when moving about. Oh, there's the target. I just flip it. And oh, there's another one. That's sweet. And yeah, same with all weapons basically. The only difference might be the sawn off, but or even some of the small. I mean, you are keeping that very close, but then just treat it more like a pistol. If there's a stock on it, you treat it like a long gun, even though your hands are in close together. That doesn't really matter. You vary what you actually use the same way of moving and deploying your weapon, depending on what you're doing. So it makes sense. Let's go out and test it. Enough talk.